Hello everyone, it's Lost Pilot. I wanted to do a follow-up video to cover a big accidental omission from my last video, as well as to talk about some of the add-ons mentioned in the comments of that last video on that subject, and some of the smaller independent and freeware add-ons of note as well. First and foremost, the elephant in the room that I somehow overlooked during my prep for last video is PMDG. PMDG, or Precision Manuals Development Group, is one of the most well-respected add-on developers in the flight sim community, praised for their attention to detail and commitment to comprehensive study-level aircraft. They have numerous models available for FSX prepared and X-plane, including the 737, 747, 777, the BAE JS41, and DC6 Cloudmaster, only the latter of which is available on X-plane currently. PMDG announced that they would be developing the Boeing 737 NG3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, the aircraft itself being announced in April of 2019, and the inclusion in Microsoft Flight Simulator being announced over a year later in July of 2020. On the 26th of September 2020, however, PMDG announced via their forums that they were far behind schedule on the 737 NG3, and also that their prior agenda, which was to begin work on converting their other aircraft for Microsoft Flight Simulator, would need to be reapproached. That's not to say those aircraft will not see the light of day in the new sim, rather it appears they are shifting resources to the 737 as well as to brand new aircraft. Moving on to a few other aircraft that were announced that slipped past me in the last video, we have Iris, who on the heels of their Jabiru J160 and J170 release, announced that they were beginning work on the BD5 Micro. The BD5 was a kit jet aircraft, the J variant holding the record for the world's lightest jet aircraft, weighing 162.7 kilograms. Although BD aircraft went bankrupt after only a few years, resulting in most kits not being completed, some are still airworthy today of the hundreds that were built. Iris has only shown one very early screenshot of the exterior model of the BD5, so stay tuned to their Facebook page for more updates. Next we have MadFlight Studio, who has announced the conversion of their Spectre Aero SP30, currently an X-Plane 11 only model, to Microsoft Flight Simulator. MadFlight posted on the official Flight Simulator forums on September 6th that the add-on was in development, also hinting that their AN26, currently in development for X-Plane, would also come to Microsoft Flight Simulator. They're also working on an AN148, but have not confirmed if this aircraft would also eventually come to Microsoft Flight Simulator. The developer noted on the forums that they are flying blind, as it were, with the SDK for Flight Simulator lacking the proper resources and access to private developer forums to speed their progress along, so hopefully something changes on that front. Moving for a moment now out of the realm of payware, it's worth talking about some of the great work by developers to improve the default aircraft in Flight Sim. A great example of this is the FlyByWire A32NX. The list of features and improvements to the A320 is quite impressive and covers nearly every aspect of the aircraft. I highly recommend you check this add-on out if you haven't already and read the full changelog at flybywiresim.com/changelog. Salty Simulations has a 747-8 mod which improves the default Asobo aircraft to bring fully modeled IRS and a number of improvements to various other systems, as well as improved fuel consumption rate and fuel tank logic. Working Title, who you'll hear mentioned several times in this video, have been working on updates to the Garmin G1000 and G3000, compatibility for which has been extended to many of the mods I'll discuss. However, they've also been working on a CJ4 systems overhaul, which brings a significant number of changes to the PDF and MFD of that aircraft. For the G36 Bonanza, there is the G36 Improvement Project, which brings a host of changes and improvements to the default aircraft, including adjusted flight dynamics, completely overhauled engine parameters, new working systems and switches, an electrical system overhaul, autopilot tweaks, integration with a Working Title G1000 mod, new enunciators, checklists, and more. Similarly, for the DA40, we have the DA40 NGX Project, which aims to increase the realism of this aircraft, bringing full FADEC, which keeps the desired power throughout climb and descent, a prop control FADEC version where RPM is set by the ECU, engine changes, Working Title G1000 compatibility, and more. The DA62 has also been reworked by the same developer with a mod that adds full FADEC and prop FADEC, engine gauges, and G1000 compatibility, as well as tweaks to the flight model and systems. The C152X Realism mod similarly brings a huge number of changes to the default 152, including tweaked stall speeds and engine performance enhancements, fuel balancing, adjustments to gauges and indicators, and much more. Also in active development is a VL3 mod, which swaps the stock 912 engine for the more powerful Rotax 915 IS engine, boosting performance and reducing weight. The mod features an upgraded propeller characteristic, flight model tweaks to match real-world POH, working title G3X compatibility, new liveries, and more. For the XCub, Bush League Legends has been hard at work fine-tuning the aircraft with their XCub Performance Mod, which introduces changes to nearly all aspects of the aircraft, most recently introducing as well a separate 215 horsepower engine version. Both that and the 180 horsepower version feature the working title G3X mod, and overall the aircraft has been fine-tuned with long-distance bush flights in mind. Previous versions included an auxiliary fuel tank, however, with the Bush League Legends Ocean Crossing on their scheduled around the world tour being complete, that has been removed. New performance charts are also available to match this mod's enhancements. Be sure to check out bushleaguelegends.com for this and many other great add-ons from them. For the TBM 930, there's an active project which removes a gap between 0 and 30% on the throttle, brings tweaks to the autopilot values, flight model, and fuel flow, as well as changes to ITT behavior, most notably boosting the peak temperature. This mod also includes several others, including a light mod, dimmable G3000 panels by Chaosphere, and audible alert fixes. The King Air 350i Improved Experience mod v2.0 includes a variety of tweaks including enhanced torque, automatic yaw damper and bank limiter activation, more gear drag, and reduced ground torque. That's all for this follow-up video. Once again, if there's anything I've left out, please feel free to leave a comment below. As the flight simulator community continues to gain traction and Asobo continues to improve the SDK, I anticipate we'll see rapid growth in the freeware and payware add-on area. My sincere appreciation goes out to all the freeware and payware developers who've tirelessly fiddled with the new SDK to not just bring us new experiences, but to poke holes in Asobo's product, something that's necessary to raise the quality level of the base simulation. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching and have a great remainder of your day or night.